This is the story of John Snow. John Snow was a doctor who lived in London. Although he had spent a great deal of time in the north of England in a city called Newcastle studying cholera, which, as we've learned already, is caused by Vibrio cholerae, this comma-shaped bacteria that has a long flagellum extension on it. We learned that cholera causes severe dehydration, which can in fact be so bad that it's lethal, it kills you. John Snow had studied this, and when he moved to London, there were instances of cholera outbreak. Snow's work was a first example of proper epidemiological studies. And if you remember from our video on what epidemiology is, we need to think about the incidence of a disease. We need to think about the hosts, the agent, that is the microbe, and its transmission, and possible ways of control. In the picture, this is a map of an area of London called Soho. And in 1849, there was an outbreak of cholera. Snow plotted the outbreak of cholera, that is, the people who had cholera, onto a map. And these are all seen in the diagram as these dots, which are all over the place here. So you can see that they are heavily concentrated in this zone here. Snow noticed that the people who had the disease, the hosts of the disease, were people who were living in close proximity to wells. So we have a well here. In those days, people would draw their water from these wells. There was no water going into your house, so you had to go to a well to get water. And if we look at some of the wells in this picture, we've got one here, one here, one here. And you'll notice that there aren't that many dots around those wells. But on Broad Street, so this street here is called Broad Street, there's a well just here, and a heavy density of people with cholera around that well. Snow decided that what was going on was that the cholera was being transmitted through water. And so after some hard work, he managed to convince the authorities to remove the pump handle from the well in Broad Street. Then people started drawing their water from other wells, and what happened was that the infection rate for cholera fell. So Snow had established a control method for cholera. John Snow is regarded as the father of epidemiology, one of the very first epidemiologists, although he did do very many other things in his relatively short life. Snow actually died at the age of 45. He was doctor to Queen Victoria.